Hello there, welcome back to some more Vagrus adventures in this horrible but beautiful wasteland. I am in the town of Lumen, where I have become somewhat of an assistant to some crazy science lady, and I was told in the comments that this is actually a really long quest chain. So I'm gonna have to put this on the shelf and do it in parts whenever I get to it. The first part of it is grabbing some pottery and slime grass. I currently have no idea where to find this slime grass, so gonna have to keep an eye out for it. And I think I'm also gonna need some slime grass for this other quest, if I want to turn that into that damn smoke those bugs out. Or I could just go in and fight them, but something tells me that's not really a good idea. So I think there isn't much to do in Lumen for me anymore. I haven't checked the tavern, so let's do that quickly. The establishment at the heart of Lumen is swarming with people from all corners of the Empire and beyond, during most hours of the day. Vagri, mercenaries, laborers, prospectors, and all kinds of travelers gather here to share stories and let off some steam after a long day. Shafts of light penetrate the twilight through holes bored into the ceiling of the underground common room. The smell of cheap booze and sweet tobacco fills the air. There is also the constant low murmur of gossiping people. Okay, we can share some news here. Or look for potential recruits. Companion Harvek cannot be present. Well, that's interesting. Whoever that is, they probably have some history in this place. One can learn quite a lot of interesting tidbits, tips, or hear news of faraway lands. You fall into conversation with a group of spice merchants who tell you about a friend of theirs in Torzak's shelter, who has run afoul of some conman lately. I'm telling you, they should not have let their wives and daughters talk them into giving money to that grifter, the one with the largest belly confides. But would they believe me? Of course not. Now I hear the law won't budge, and they are willing to hire bounty hunters to get back what is theirs, or at least get even. Well, I am no bounty hunter. I think I'm going to skip this. You find some familiar faces and old acquaintances, as well as a lot of new people to talk to. There are as many interesting discussions as dull or annoying ones. You could also pay for some drinks, as that usually loosens tongues and opens minds. Okay, for a little bit of change, we can buy some rounds. Okay, for one changer, buy a single round. Oh, this is for myself. Probably increases morale. I don't need it at the moment. To Lirg for glass of the house's specialty. Stark white wine with crystal dust spicing. I don't know how healthy it is to drink crystals. They probably know what they're doing. Okay, let's buy some rounds. See where that leaves us. Receive news from the sunken tower. It works, of course. It always works. You hear some news you could pass on later. Discuss economics and philosophy, as well as down a couple of drinks. It was well worth the expenses. Well, I will be the judge of that later. Okay, this is just regular news. Probably going to give back its cost. We will see. Now, let's see. Who can we recruit here? You ask around and learn from the barman that one of their bouncers, a fellow named Harvek, is leaving the Blind Chakra. He might be interested in joining a comitatus. You get the impression that the staff is looking forward to being rid of him as fast as possible. Well, that doesn't sound promising. Let's at least take a look at him. I don't even know what kind of mutant you are, sir. Are those like bug eyes or something? Ugh. You find Harvek sitting at a table near the wall of the common room. Nothing about him or his disposition gives you the impression that he works here. Empty mugs are strewn across his table, and he is playing with a nasty knife as you approach him. "What you want?" he rasps without looking up. Before you is a large man, completely bald. Yet the first things everyone notices about Harvek is his sight-like right arm, compound eyes, and other insectoid features. Clearly the result of the taint. You tell him that word is he might be interested in work and talk about your venture briefly. Harvek's face remains blank, but he looks up and listens intently. When you are done, he motions to the chair across him. "You've piqued my interest, I give you that." Probably he is cut off abruptly by the arrival of two burly men with malevolent gazes. This does not look good. Okay, what did I get myself into? "Get up, fucker," one of the men spits, seething with anger. Harvek does not move. It is hard to make heads or tails of his expression because of the inhuman compound eyes. "Think we're afraid of you because you were in that slammer." I said get. The man cannot finish because the bouncer lunges forward with lightning speed, slashing him across the chest with his mantis arm. The other fellow strikes him on the head with a powerful fist in retaliation, and in seconds, a terrible brawl is underway. Another man wielding a knife soon joins the fray against the tainted bouncer, while the rest of the tavern staff seems disinclined to get involved. That's probably very wise. I have a very, very low chance of helping him. Even with resourcefulness? Yeah, no might, no toughness. Just a little dexterity. And my companions are no help here. Well, I'm not gonna turn on him. That seems stupid. Let's wait to see what happens. You lean back motionless and watch as the bouncer carves up his assailants with vicious precision. There are moments when you think he will go down from brutally powerful punches, but he always rebounds, retaliating with amazing ferocity. He does not kill his opponents, but maims them badly. In a minute or two, he stands over his beaten foes, bloodied and grinning. He leans closer to the first attacker, the burly man, who is bleeding profusely. Your carpenter buddies put up a much better fight. With a ferocious kick to the head, Harvek knocks out the fellow before he could speak. You look around the common room, and the contempt towards the bouncer is almost palpable. We better leave, boss. These cravens don't do anything, but I don't want them to be around when we talk. He rasps you as he downs the rest of his drink and indicates the exit with a nod. You follow Harvek outside and lead him to a small cafe laid out under colorful awnings at the side of the Manzio. The bouncer buys you a round of turkey and coffee. The coffee is warm and delicious. You lean back on the large pillows and face Harvek, who has finished his drink and is grinning at you. Sorry for the little scene back there, Vagrus, but that's done now, and I was beginning to get interested in your little presentation before those losers cut you off. I suppose an offer was about to follow, or perhaps you wanted to ask some questions, eh? To judge old Harvek, if he's capable, if he can be trusted. Well, first and foremost, I want to know what exactly he can do. I imagine fighting would be his strong suit. If you're looking for a fighter, look no further, Harvek says, leaning on the table. He is indeed in peak physical condition. Seems like someone you would not want to provoke in general. As for the rest, I know how to survive and remain unseen out there, and I can be of great help when dealing with the underworld. Collegia, syndicates, cons, you name it. I can also make people talk. Only when necessary, of course. He apparently knows his way around criminals. Ask him to elaborate. I used to run with gangs and was then initiated into syndicates. Collegia. I know people that know people. That may be to your advantage should you ever require such assistance. If you're afraid that it will bite you in the ass, I can't give you any guarantees, but I can swear I'll keep my business out of yours. I ain't an active member or anything. Okay, good to know. Let's ask him about the brawl. What was that about? That thing back there was unfortunate. I got here not long ago, started working at the chakra. Then got bored out of my skull, boss. Took a job for them Carpenters Guild boys. But they set me up and thought they could get away with it. So I had to retaliate. It didn't go well. Some died, and the Carpenters Guild is not known to forget such slights. Though they will also remember to avoid messing with me in the future. He scratches the table with his side hand listlessly. So, here we are. I can't stay, and anyhow, I was bored as fuck here. I'm more likely to join up with a crew like yours. Well, I am intrigued. Just a little bit. I'm not sure how a fighting man would be in my comitatus, but I am considering it, at least for a little while. Ask him why he wants to be on the road. You mean, apart from being tired of sitting on my ass and becoming unwanted here? Harvek chuckles. Alright, might as well be honest about it. So the thing is that this recent encounter opened my eyes to the fact that those who got me into that damn prison are still out and about pulling strings. I might as well visit them and get some kind of payback. These people are all around the realms. I would not go out of my way to pay them a visit, but if I find one of them, I'll let you know and we can talk about possibilities. Okay, so he has a quest, apparently. Bit of a revenge tour. Well. So, will you have me in your comitatus, boss? Harvek's lips twisted to a crooked smile. I don't quite remember if you can dismiss people. I think that is always an option, so I'm probably not losing anything by letting him come with us. Just for now? Okay, 20 reputation with Loader's Guild. That might backfire on me a little bit. Because I am naturally a little closer to the Carpenter's Guild. Harvek rises from his pillows and shakes her hand. You won't regret it, you'll see. I'll get my gear quick as a snake, he says, and I'll meet you in the Mansio here in a moment. As far as I'm concerned, we can get on the road right away, boss. Well, with this, I officially have no other business in Lumen. Let's take a quick look. Oh, my stats are pretty high up. Perfect for a somewhat longer journey. Not taking passengers this time. Let's exchange some news. Okay. I cannot take any of these. Need more reputation. I could try one of these escort quests. Especially now that I have some muscle. At least it would teach me how these escort quests work. Yeah, I can probably do that. Nobody really hates the Church of Ashku, so they are kind of a safe bet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just one passenger. Well, if I take that, I think I'm gonna hire one more fighter just to be fully protected. Let's take this before I talk myself out of it. Oh, and if I don't do that, I get no payment and lose 15 reputation, okay? Okay, what I wanna do here, sell this one ivory. So I have a free slot. Stock up. One stack of this crystal. Since this is the main export here. And probably just fill the rest of my inventory with supplies. Okay, 4 stacks lasts me 14 days. I can take one more stack of something. Not much here that would turn me a good profit, I think. Okay, how risky would timber be? Yeah, no, this is super bad. Okay, if I'm going back to Torzags, let's see if there's anything profitable for me. Ah, okay, that's how this works. Okay. I would like a good deal somewhere, please. Well, this is disappointing. Nothing here seems actually worth taking. Besides the crystals. And I also need to keep an eye on my actual money. Okay, 4 Leerg daily upkeep. If I pay every other day, that's almost 1 bros. Okay. So I can't really afford to take another stack of crystals after all. I think I understand. I'm just gonna go with what I have right now. But before I leave, let's check this guy. Okay, can I dismiss him somewhere? Or do I have to get in a battle? Just let him die? Because I'm not entirely opposed to that tactic. Okay, 10 days from your contract. Should be looking to replace you by the time I get back to Torzags. Let's see, you have intimidation, con, strong-minded, savvy, survival, perceptive, skulker. Quite an assortment of perks. Let's see, Mantis Stab. Really high crit you're sporting there. And your armor piercing. You have a shank that does bleed. And you have a push. As far as attack skills go, these look fairly decent. I don't particularly like his low accuracy. I think he would work best if I had some sort of support character to buff accuracy. Well, at least he barely has any upkeep, at least compared to rank Ilon. Oh. Let's check this one. The sinister-looking Harvek is a true survivor and a warrior for hire with strong connections to organized crime. After getting involved with Collegia at a young age, he was eventually arrested and taken to Purgatoria, considered to be the cruelest prison on the continent. Inmates do not usually make it to their 1-year anniversary there, but Harvek survived for 12 whole years, largely thanks to his transformation due to the taint, which gave him mutations he learned to use as lethal tools. He was eventually released, and now started looking for work. Harvek is usually calm and professional, yet he has something menacing about him, a cruelty that comes natural to the tainted mercenary. Okay. I'm still not convinced that you are long-term companion material, Harvek. But for now, I suppose you will have to do. See, you can be a guard captain or a slave driver. Need charismatic and perceptive too for this. Well, this wouldn't be too bad. Little extra defense and vigilance might help. Okay, I don't think I'm even gonna look at these. Okay. Right. I think I'm ready to leave now. Okay, so I'm going back to Dorzags. I think I'm going to follow this road here. Look around the quarry. And maybe this tower? Let's see. Okay, there's a Fort Viridium here. That is not on the way. Maybe I can get some supplies here. Okay, I'm still looking for the option to remove him, if need be. Oh, here we go. Tell Harvek that you wish to end your cooperation. I wish I could. For some reason, that is not an option currently. Maybe it's because I just got him today, and the game isn't letting me. No, can't get rid of Rank Island either. Interesting. There must be some reason the game isn't letting them go. It's not like Harvek is a deputy or anything. So what is it that you would require to leave me alone if I ask you nicely? Well, since we're looking at it, let's ask about his campaign of payback. Oh yeah, that. Ask him what it's all about. I told you before, boss. I got some people to tick off my list. In short, they all had to do something with getting me in the slammer. Not all of them know me personally, but they were involved in the setting up and execution of a plan that saw me take the fall for an elaborate plot of theirs. And I wanna get even. You ask him how he plans to go about it. Simple. If I happen upon someone from the list, I'll try to take out the fucker. I can inform you too, so that you can decide if you wanna get involved or not. And I swear, this won't endanger your venture here. If it would, I won't start anything without telling you first. Okay. So I can just leave him to his own devices. And that would be good for him? Okay, I will consider this. Yeah? Oh, wait, maybe I can only do this inside the settlement. Yeah, that can be it. Okay, literally no reason not to post full guards. No foraging for me. Okay, one more day and I can traverse again. Okay, it's not much of a detour. Do I want to check the quarry? I'm kinda leaning towards no. I think I'd rather be back at Torzag's. Find ways to get more money. Yeah, exploration before sustenance. Or, no, that's the other way around. And here we go. Even though you have expected an attack because of your wards, the adversary appears suddenly and the attack is imminent. Spears raised, hooves shaking the earth. The caller is right to battle. Okay, I don't know how this goes. This didn't happen in the prologue. In crew combat encounters, your whole comitatus fights the enemy, either to protect themselves or when you happen upon another group who you decide to pick a fight with. You can see the combat strength and defense of your crew and the enemy. These describe your crew's ability to perform attacks and defend themselves respectively. Purple icons indicate magical attacks and defense. The side that initiated the combat encounter is the attacker, indicated by the fist. So that is the enemy for this. Okay, click on fight, flee or sack or move on. Moving on is only an option if your comitatus is not the defender. Sack is not available yet and flee cannot be used during events. But why not? What if I want to flee? Okay, got some Karish Wanderers. Okay, I have moderate chance of success with this one. Well, we are kind of evenly matched. I don't see how this is only moderate chance, but alright then. Ooh, more options. You need to select your goal for the fight. Your options are often limited based on the type of enemy you are fighting and the circumstances you have met them under. When you are ambushed, your options are severely diminished. The available targets or loot are listed right below the goal options. You can change your goal after each round of the fight, as well as attempt to flee, retreat or disengage, risking the chase in these cases. Okay. Okay, so I can defend everything equally. Defend the beasts, the cargo, the crew, or the armed crew. I suppose whichever you defend has a lower chance of getting injured. Well, I think first round I'm going to defend the cargo. That is kind of my lifeline here. Oh wow, what is this? Crew combat typically lasts for 3 rounds, during which you need to manage who of your crew fights and who does not, as well as increase your chances of success or modify outcomes by performing special actions each round. Each round, you roll to see how successfully you attack or defend. The chances of success and failure, derived from the combat strength, defense and action modifiers of the two sides, can be seen in the middle. Up here, right? If the enemy successfully flees, retreats, or disengages at any given round, you can choose to pursue them or to stand down. The enemy can do the same to you in case your side withdraws. Additionally, if it is not wiped out at the end of the 3rd round, your crew, if not in a hurry, has the chance to save the wounded by healing them. During the battle, you can see your units to the left and the enemies to the right. You can click on your groups of units to add them to or exclude them from the fight before you commit to the current round's roll. The selected units add their combat strength and defense to the total, but have a chance to be wounded or killed. Workers and slaves become mortally wounded after a single hit, while other combatants become wounded first. Severely wounded companions and mortally wounded crew cannot fight, while wounded crew grants lower combat strength than healthy ones. Check the detailed result of each round by clicking the scroll button. Including passengers and/or arming slaves is an option. But these have their consequences, like losing morale and obedience. Many factors have an impact on combat strength, defense, damage dealt and sustained, and other stats. Consult the tooltips to learn more. Okay, we are reaching complexities here. Okay, if I switch goals, will that substantially change my chances? No, it has no bearing on the chances. Okay. So these are changing my chances. Okay. Oh, I can make an outrider. During this combat, seems to only give me 1% difference per outrider. Interesting. I don't know if you lose an outrider. You lose both the fighter and the mount, or you have a chance to only lose one of them. Okay, this is going to be a learning experience. 51% chance to succeed. With my luck, that's about the same as 10%, but we'll see. Okay, they have Crave, Grit and Strength. Wish I knew what they mean. And they have Bronze Statue and Antidote. These are probably the stuff I can loot if I win. Okay, let's take an action. Combat actions are commands you can issue before each round of crew combat to alter the course of battle, raise your chances of success, or mitigate losses. Maximum 2 actions can be performed per combat round. Both cost resourcefulness, the second one costs more than the first. Actions that are in tune with your disposition, offensive for the attacker and defensive for the defender's side, cost less resourcefulness. Additionally, Marauder Prime and Guard Captain deputies lower the resourcefulness cost of offensive and defensive actions respectively. Okay, sounds logical. Apart from the cost, actions have all sorts of requirements and effects, making them situational to use. Consult each tooltip on these and pick the right ones to optimize your tactics in crew combat. You can enter companion combat against a fraction of the foe's forces using the appropriate action. When you do, you can choose who to focus on, their leaders, the regular combatants, or a mixture of the two. You will return to crew combat after 6 rounds of companion combat, no matter the result of the fight. Any combatant falling in this companion combat will be removed from the crew combat, but defeating all of the enemies damages their grit significantly, while losing the fight pertains to morale loss to your crew. Interesting. That sounds kinda like Star Traders Frontier, when you're doing a ship battle. And if you have the appropriate talents, you can board them and do a crew fight to cripple the ship. Interesting. Yeah, I can't take any of these options because I was ambushed. Now, what do these do? Excuse me, I would like to see some tooltip here. There we go. Concentrated defense. Your fighting crew defends at the place of your choosing at all costs. Requirement: have at least 10 fighting crew. Okay, effect: plus 10 critical fail margin, plus 200% player ward. Okay, so that almost doubles critical fail chance, but lowers regular failure chance. Okay. Counter attack. It costs vigor. Yeah. Call the ranks. Okay, so you go into companion combat. Doesn't cost resourcefulness. That's the first action. 10% grit damage in case of victory. Morale loss in case of defeat. I still don't know what grit is. Eliminate leaders. Grit damage. Okay. Flank. Costs vigor. Increases critical success chance. Hold them off. Oh, this gives you extra chance to flee. I see. Insult. Choice curses and insults cause the enemy to lose integrity and make mistakes. Except against undead or beasts. Gives pretty decent critical success chance. But I guess it increases their grit. Which I still don't know what it is. Makeshift barricade. Improvise defensive structures to protect against enemy advances. Have at least 10 workforce. Only in the first crew combat round. Well, I think this should be. Oh wow, yeah, this really increases my chances. I'm gonna go with this. That's my first action. And it looks like I cannot take any of the other ones. I could get into companion combat. But as the second action, it would cost me resourcefulness. And with this barricade, I would be down to do so. Let's see how this is. Okay, let's fight. so what happened here? They lost strength because they lost man, lost some grit. I have 2 injured fighters. No other problems, it seems like. Okay, now we're even defense-wise. And I have the upper hand in strength. Okay, enemy attributes, Slayer. Targets crew to kill them. That's not good. And fast. Okay, so if I know that the enemy is targeting crew, then if I were to say I want to save the crew, focuses on preventing crew members to be snatched. Okay, they're not trying to snatch, they're trying to kill us. Okay, equal defend. Focuses on defending the mounts and the beasts. Defend the cargo. Okay, hold the line. Focuses on minimizing damage on the fighting crew. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. See what happens there. Looks like I can only do companion combat here. What were you again? 2 elite units. And some regular units. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay, rank Hylon works best at a distance. What about you? Well, you're also more of a distance. And a fighter. Let's try going like this. Maybe you can finish off this guy. And you concentrate on the big one. Yeah, see, I have 2 resourcefulness left. Not actually good for anything in this fight. Okay, they are steadily gaining power every turn. That's bad. They're going to keep using their strong skills. They are immune to displacement. That makes sense. Oh, there's an elite unit. Attacker receives minus 30 accuracy. That's not good. Oh, that's just Because you're in the back, okay. I get it now. Let's see. Okay, how are we doing with initiative? Okay, one distracting throw at him would push him behind Rankylon and the Ranger. Yeah, let's see if this can work. Oh, wait, no. This would make him retreat. I don't want to retreat. Okay, let's do caltrops. Oh, this is only single space. Okay. Not really liking that. Oh, this nice throw. Reaches pretty far. I like that. That's really good. And that's one down. Oh, this is unfortunate. Whatever shall I do? Not much I can do. Except Shank, really. Okay, I can try to stun one of them. Didn't work. Okay, this is bad. And I cannot retreat. This is a problem. Well, there goes my guy. Round 4 out of 6. I just have to survive. could just keep throwing caltrops everywhere. Okay, get some power back. Okay, final round. I just have to survive this. If I can just kill this guy. Perfect. Well, I survived it somehow. Let's see, final round. Only 2 of them left. Got 2 more injured. But they have absolutely no grit left. 14% strength. 87% crave. I suppose crave is their willingness to stay and fight. So if you were to reduce that, they would try to run away. Let's see. Okay, so they are retreating. I don't want to pursue them. Your crew tends to the wounded in the heal phase, rolling for the recovery of each unit one by one. Severely wounded units can only be healed with a critical success. Ouch. Every healing attempt has a chance to consume a medical kit. The healer perks of companions or the Vagrus, as well as certain gear and other sources, can increase the chances to heal units. You can also take additional time deducting movement points and or use resourcefulness to increase your chances. Okay. Let's see, how does this go? 1 worker and 1 fighter. How to deal with the enemy. Oh, I see. So from the injured enemy, I can conscript these at the cost of morale. I can regularly recruit, that counts as kind. Enslave 2 of them, counts as cruel. Release them, counts as kind. Additionally give supplies. Yeah, no, they attacked me, so now? Or execute them, which counts as malevolent. Well, I'm not entirely heartless. Let's recruit 1. Okay, what is this? Spend 2 movement points to increase the chances of successfully healing your crew. Costs no MP if you are already camping. Well, I don't have movement points left. Spend 2 resourcefulness. Okay, 75% chance of not healing. Those are very, very low chances. Well, but what can you do? Oh, right, I don't even have medkits. That's why it's such a low chance. Okay. All right. And it didn't work. Okay. Lost. One outrider. 2 fighters. Gained 1 fighter. Victory or defeat are determined based on a number of factors. Success and critical success in rounds earns 1 and 2 victory points respectively. Additionally, attackers gather points for succeeding in fulfilling their goal. Defenders get points both for preventing attackers and for keeping their crew alive. The side with more victory points in the end wins, while in case of a tie, the side with the more wins during the 3 rounds is considered victorious. The post-victory sequence involves looting. Now we're talking. You can receive items, goods, or even beasts and mounts, depending on the enemy you defeated. As with all opportunities of revenue in the game, relying on this sort of loot alone will not keep you afloat. Naturally. Okay, round 1 success, round 2 critical success. Got almost all my points. For making them retreat. Valuables protected, defenders kept alive. Enemy gained 1 point. Grave fulfilled. Whatever that means. Spears raised, hooves shaking the earth, the Kaldrish right to battle. That's how it started. Victory is yours. And for now, you have managed to defend your wards. The fuck do you mean, for now? The task called for 1 potential battle. Do I have to kill all of them? Are they gonna keep coming back? I don't want that. Let's see. Pay them now. Don't have enough guards anymore. Unfortunate. No, you're still here. No, accidentally left it on high rations. Stupid of me. Okay, let's get a move on. Really can't afford to dally here for much longer. Okay, go down to the right. All the way to Torzags. Literally nothing else matters here. Okay, almost there. The reason for it is difficult to pinpoint. Perhaps it was an intricately shaped rock you saw. Or was it the odd but catchy tune of one of your comets whistled this morning? The delicious food you ate at your last stop? Or maybe it was that hour of lying awake, thinking about the future before going to sleep last night. Whatever it was, you feel more inspired to work and travel than before. It lasts for a while. You gain inspiration. Okay. That's probably good. Okay, one final camp. Quick camp and auto march can make exploration easier. While they are turned off by default, you can turn them on in the options menu under game settings. Toggling auto march on will make it so that when you choose to travel beyond your normal movement point limit, your comitatus will proceed forward and expand march points automatically. That's not advisable. Without this feature on, you will instead automatically stop moving when you run out of movement points. Yeah, that's the sensible option, in my opinion. Toggling Quick Camp on will give you an additional option from the node radial menu when you travel, which allows you to instantly camp, ending the day without the usual camp UI popping up. Quick Camp will use all the settings you have logged in from your previous camp. Okay, you're trying to make it sound like that's actually worth anything, when it is not. Oh well. Back to Torzags. Okay, I have nothing to hide. Gonna pay the gate tax. Whew, home sweet home. This has dragged on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching. If you take any enjoyment from my bumbling around, then please consider giving the video a like. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, safe travels, Vagrus.